And those pictures,
Met,
Camille, those pictures from the Met Gala are infuriating. It's so many things, right? It's like the serfs down on their knees, literally, while these pretend stars, these wannabe stars, step over them with their masks off. It's the fact that your kids and mine are in school all day with these muzzles over their faces, which I don't want, and I can't do anything about it. But they can go into the Met, which, by the way, has a vaccine mandatory policy and requires masks, and they didn't follow it, and nobody gives a damn. And they can parade around without their masks all day long, while these guys, including Mayor de Blasio, are the very ones who are responsible for kids like Matt's having to wear masks all day in school. But he can parade around the Met mask-free because science, again.
Yeah, the stated goals of these mandates are health and getting the unvaccinated to actually decide to finally get vaccinated. But when we've looked at polling related to the people who've said, yeah, I'm not vaccinated, most of them say they don't plan to get vaccinated for various reasons. But for the ones who are just sitting it out because they're a little nervous, they're uncertain. I mean, I know from personal experience, I've been talking to my mom, who is among the unvaccinated. She's skeptical. She's afraid. I haven't seen her in a very long time. And I'm encouraging her to do this thing. We were making progress. Once the mandate came down, I found myself at starting block again, trying to persuade her that this is something we should work on. I'm not sure she knows who Nicki Minaj is, but she does. But she does hear what the president says, and I have to think that for a number of people, the insistence that you have to do this or else. The insistence that you must do this right now because it's totally fine and that's how we're going to force you to do it. Also, we need to protect the vaccinated by keeping the unvaccinated separate from them. It's all so incoherent, and I don't.
That is such a good point.
The most sane strategy to try to get people to actually trust that this makes sense. Family members are working with people. Community members are working with people. I've been making progress with her. And it really does feel like the push, the insistence that she do this or else actually created more of an obstacle for us to overcome as opposed to making this easier.
At every turn, he's undermined his message, right? He's like, he's out there saying, we've got to protect the vaccinated from the unvaccinated. It's like, well, why? Isn't the vaccine the thing that's going to protect me? What? Now I have to get it because otherwise I'm still going to be really vulnerable to people who choose not to get it. And him constantly wearing his mask, even though he's 6 feet away from everybody. He's in a completely safe space. Kamala Harris too. Both of them undermining the vaccine when Trump was president, saying they wouldn't take it under him. And now suddenly, because again, science on January 20th, 2020, everything changed. People get it. People like your mom are like, I'm losing faith in you and your messaging. And I don't know, I just think people are ticked off, guys. I feel like, the thing with AOC, it's become a national story, it's like the Met Gala, and whoever the hell pays attention to the Met Gala outside of New York City. But those images are bad. And if I were a celebrity, J-Lo or whoever else is there, I'd be embarrassed to have been in the midst of it with my mask off, with the, Glenn Greenwald had a great, of course, as usual, he had a great write-up of the whole thing. I'm not going to be able to do it justice, but he was talking about, the elitism that was on display there, how gross it was, and how basically what they were trying to say was there's no need for noses or mouths or other identifiable facial features for those who are converted into servile robots. He said, once again, what we're seeing is elites prancing around in the middle of a pandemic, maskless, while those paid an hourly wage to serve them or desperately trying to snap a photo of them were required to keep their pointless faces covered with cloth at all times.